So the original Jubilee year, outlined in the book of Leviticus, to be celebrated by the ancient Israelites every 50 years, is all about making a pilgrimage journey back home. Every 50 years, in the Jubilee year, all debts would be forgiven, slaves would be set free. If the family farm had been sold, it would be returned to the original family, and everyone made a pilgrimage back to the family farm to restart their lives. When Jesus came, he declared a perpetual jubilee where we are liberated from the captivity of sin and invited on a spiritual pilgrimage journey to our true home, the kingdom of God, here on earth as in heaven. When Pope Boniface VIII in 1300 declared the first Jubilee year for the Catholic Church, making a pilgrim journey was central to that Jubilee year. Pope Boniface invited us to journey to Rome, our Catholic home, to make that pilgrim journey to visit the tombs of St. Peter and St. Paul. When St. Francis declared a Jubilee year here in 2025, he invites us to a pilgrimage to the 4 major Basilica sites there in Rome, right? St. Peter, which houses the tomb of St. Peter. St. Paul outside the wall, which houses the tomb of St. Paul. St. Mary Major, which now is the place where Pope Francis himself is buried. And St. John Lateran, the actual cathedral of Rome. Pope Francis declared that cathedrals all around the world should be pilgrim sites and allowed bishops to declare other churches in their diocese as pilgrimage sites. Here in Galveston, Houston, the Co-Cathedral in downtown Houston is a pilgrimage site, as well as St. Mary's Cathedral Basilica in Galveston. You can take a look at the link where there's pilgrimage sites all over the U.S., especially in our neighboring dioceses, which offer you the opportunity to go and visit one of these pilgrimage sites, one of these pilgrimage churches. Pilgrimages are a great way to embody the spiritual pilgrimage journey we are all on. Liberated from the captivity of sin, we are all called to make that spiritual pilgrimage to our true home, the kingdom of God. Those who visit a pilgrimage site receive an indulgence. The Catechism defines an indulgence as the remission before God of the temporal punishment due to sins whose guilt has already been forgiven. Indulgences have received a bad rap since they were abused in the 16th century, prompting Martin Luther to lead the Protestant schism. When we make a physical pilgrimage with our hearts open to God's grace, we will be transformed, bringing us along our spiritual journey to our true home in the kingdom of God. An indulgence is just a recognition of the sin whose guilt has already been forgiven, a recognition of that transformation that we make on our spiritual pilgrimage as we take that physical pilgrimage. Even if we can't make a pilgrimage this year, the processions we do around Mass can serve as a powerful reminder of the spiritual pilgrimage to our ultimate home in the kingdom of God. Every Mass we have an entrance procession, a gospel procession, a communion procession, a recessional procession. All these little processions help us to transform ourselves, to remind us of that spiritual journey that we're all on. In our Catholic tradition, we have Eucharistic processions and Marian processions. These processions are not merely historical reenactments or cultural displays, but rather they are dynamic expressions of faith that engage the body, mind, and spirit, orienting us to our heavenly home. We go on pilgrimages, we do processions, right? All to transform us, to make us realize that we are on this spiritual pilgrimage, this transformation where we're freed from the captivity of sin so that we are free to pilgrim journey to our true home, the kingdom of God, here on earth as in heaven.